Hey, how's it going, everyone? We're going to take a look at the Nendoroid of Miles Edgeworth from Phoenix Wright.
Objection!
What's this? It looks like we're going to take a look at Phoenix Wright instead. If that's how it's meant to be, let's go with it. So this is the Nendoroid of Phoenix Wright. This is the packaging at the moment. So this is based on his regular sort of appearance with the typical or iconic blue suit that he wears. It does change a little bit in the series further down the line, but for the most part, this is the most recognizable version of Phoenix Wright. There are other figures of Phoenix Wright. There is a Figma from a few years back, but otherwise, when it comes to articulated figures, Phoenix Wright is a little bit limited in terms of availability or official availability of figures. So yeah, this is now another articulated figure, but in Nendoroid form. So this is the package for the Nendoroid itself. So you can see it's very typical to most Nendoroids out there. You got a window display to see Phoenix Wright, the character itself, on the left here, and you got a view of some of the option parts that it comes with. So it comes with a document, blank document, I believe, probably is blank on the other side. A couple of different hand parts. Comes with the talisman piece, and then you've got that thing. I don't know the name of that right now, actually, but otherwise it's decorated with usual sort of various pictures of the figure in different ways, so it gives you an idea of what to expect and what you can do yourself. But otherwise, it is a very similar packaging to most other Nendoroids, and that's it. Let's get on to the figure. Now this is everything that's included with the Phoenix Wright Nendoroid. Now just to be clear, this little plastic sheet that I'm pointing to, that's actually going to be hidden or stuck behind the actual backing card. So take that out and then it'll be sellotaped to the back of that. So try not to lose that if you are someone that disposes of packaging. So naturally, this Nendoroid also comes with a stand that you should be familiar with if you're already collecting Nendoroids. If you're new to Nendoroids, they do indeed come with a stand like so. And then you've got the actual bit here that pegs into the back of the figure. And then this little mini kind of articulated stand bit will be for the kind of phrase pieces that I'll show you in just a moment. It's always useful to have stands because this figure won't be able to balance too greatly on its own. I'm kind of lucky that it's staying still right there without falling over any minute now. Might jinx it. No? Okay then. So we'll move to the hand. So by default, you're not going to get this look. I've changed the face and the hands up. But by default, when you get it out of the box, you are going to get a pair of hands attached to Phoenix Wright. These little tiny hands, just open palms hand like that. Now, do not lose these parts because they are very small as usual. So try to keep an eye on things. Put them in a sandwich bag if you need to. You get this little left hand, an individual single solo left hand. This is going to be to hold onto his document piece. And the document piece is here because I didn't have it on screen. So it's just a plain white piece of plastic and it's got a little bit of a curve to it, you can see. And you'll put the curve bit or the hand in either end. It's up to you which one. I think it works functionally the same way. And then the final hand that this guy comes with is going to be this one here with the green sort of charm talisman on there already. It's actually a really nice quality talisman. It's got a really nice green to it with translucency, you can see. Very, very cool. I really like that. I don't think it comes out of the hand. It probably does, but then you might snap the thumb and the index finger potentially. So just leave it as it is. Try not to bother it too much. But that's cool. To be honest, I can't remember why that's included or what game that's from. It's been years since I've played Phoenix Wright 1, 2, or 3. But that's the hands covered. You do get the actual index pointed finger there when he does his objection. Of course, that wouldn't be right if it didn't come with it. So it is there. We'll show you that in a little bit later on. He does come with additional face plates as well. So by default, this is the one that's going to be on the figure itself. And all the face plates look really, really nice. They are nice and crisp, as you would expect from Nendoroid figures. Now, this guy does have unique eyebrows. If you do know Phoenix Wright very well, then yeah, you will know that he has unique eyebrows. And if you're new to that, well, now you know. He has very unique eyebrows, and I really love the character for that. I mean, it's just eyebrows, but they're really kind of cool. And it's expressed here really, really nicely as well. You've got the eyes there, which are kind of like a grayish iris there, you can see. And then they've got you got a pupil there, and you can kind of see another ring around it with the white highlights as well. So he's got a very serious expression here, but it is otherwise very, very cool. Just to kind of mention that they are numbered on the tops of 1N for this one. This is the default one, and then up to 3N respectively. And actually, Miles Edgeworth has 2N, 1N, sorry, M. So N and M. So N for Naruhodou, which is his Japanese name, and then M for Mitsurugi, which is Miles Edgeworth's Japanese name. So just in case you were curious about why that probably is like that. The other alternate face then is going to be this one where, yeah, if you're familiar with the game, then you know and should recognize this expression from Phoenix Wright when he gets into a little bit of a pinch, embarrassed, doesn't really like what's going on, things go against him a little bit. Very kind of like comedic expression. and it's captured really well on this face sculpt as well. So like I said, just like every other face sculpt, it is nice and crisp. There's really nothing wrong about this face, so it is quite good. You can see the sweat drops coming from different sides of the face as well, which is really cool. So he doesn't come with any like third option minus that one that's already there. So I think there might have been another option that he has later on in the games, but I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, it's okay. It's good for what you get so far. Phoenix Wright also comes with a court case podium like so. Miles also comes with the same thing. It is exactly the same color, same size, all of that stuff. This is the reverse side of it there. There is no shading to this thing. It is pretty plain, but that's kind of what you expect from Nendoroid stuff. It's kind of handy as well. So if you don't want to use the kind of base stand like this traditional one, you can sometimes use this and have him kind of lean his leg there or his hips, and it won't be so noticeable. But if you are going to keep it on your own personal display, I would still recommend just kind of using this or some blue tack, something like that. But it's still cool and handy to have this on side as well. As I touched on earlier as well, this guy also comes with this padlock with the chains around them, and this one, it actually does have a film on there as well. I kind of leave it on because I'm not going to use it for very long and I don't want to damage it afterwards, you know, hairline scratches, things like that. So you just have to plug this into this little plastic stand, which is also included in the box as well, like so. And then you can use this as another option part against, say, Miles Edgeworth, and then maybe even if they do additional Phoenix Wright characters as well when he's pressing them or something. So it's very simple. That's just kind of again hidden on the back card of the package. So unique to this Phoenix Wright Nendoroid are going to be these phrase plastic sheets here. You get 9 in total. The majority are going to be in Japanese. Some are in English though. So here you've got hold it, take that. This one is in Japanese. I can't read the kanji. This one is kurae, I believe. No, kuran. Yeah, kurae, sorry. This one is mata and objection. Of course, you need that one. This one, I'm not sure what that one is. Igiari, which is Japanese one for objection. This one, I'm not sure. But it's very cool that you get them. Let's go back to the objection one because that's going to be the most famous, iconic one. Objection! It looks really cool. They do have that plastic film on there, just like the padlock as well. So if you want a nice, cleaner, crisper look, just kind of peel it off and it will be nice and beautiful looking. But I don't want to take mine off just yet. That brings us to Phoenix Wright himself. The little Nendoroid, little figure here in the palm of my hand. So if you're new to Nendoroids, these figures are very, very tiny, very palm sized, but they're not exactly super cheap either. But you're going to have to kind of check your retailer to see the best price. But usually around $50 to $75, depending on where you buy it from and what's included, i.e. if it's a deluxe version or not. This one I think is around $60 if you look at Amazon. I'll leave some links down in the description below. I bought both my Phoenix Wright and my Miles Edgeworth from CD Japan. So this is Phoenix Wright. Like I said, I've actually already changed the face and the hand. So he's already in that objection pose, which everyone is gonna recognize because that's what this guy is all about. So this looks very cool, as you can see. And as you might spot as well, if you only dabble in Nendoroid, which I only really dabble, I guess, is this one is articulated. It's not the type of Nendoroid that just has swappable arm or limbs only. It does actually have articulated features, which we'll go through after we have a kind of aesthetic look at the figure first. So first starting with this kind of face that we hadn't seen closely before. This is the one where he's smiling, very happy, and I like it. It's very cool. It's basic at the same time, but it's fine. You know what it's supposed to be, and it's totally fine. And everything else is captured really great as well. Now, of course, the hair. Phoenix Wright has very iconic, very unique looking hair. It's very odd in the palm of my hands and my fingers. It's just super odd feeling it. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's very odd, like some other sort of toy. I don't know. But it is very cool. The sculpt is very nice. It is clean. It's not jet black. It's got some light shading to it. You hopefully can make that out. So around the center area is slightly lighter than the actual ends or tips of the hair itself. I do have a slight scuff on my one right here where my thumb is, which is kind of bothering me, but I'll get over it. Otherwise, the head and face look very, very cool. It is, of course, a little bit on the heavier side with the heads naturally, but a little bit more because of his kind of crazy hair. Coming down to his suit, so he doesn't wear anything complicated, to be quite honest. It is just a basic blue, nice royal blue suit, and it's based more on his regular outfit, as I mentioned, rather than his Phoenix Wright 5 one which has slightly more different accents and slightly different color. So you've got that tie there in pink, shall we call it pink, and then a white shirt, and he's got his lawyer badge right there. Hopefully we can kind of capture that a little bit. I mean, I think it's just gold with a little kind of sculpting bit on it. Otherwise, very basic. No shading, similar to what you might expect from other Nendoroids. You might like that or you might not. Got a peg hole at the back, and then he's just got usual sort of slacks there. Nice sculpting on the slacks. Got a little folds and ruffles down at the ankle bit there, and then his shoes and there. Just gonna say this now in case I forget later. His shoes and Miles' shoes are exactly the same, except for the color is slightly different on between them. That's really all it is. I think his Miles are really just a little bit shinier and a little bit more black, but that's really about it. So really kind of a simple design, but I like it. You know, it's Phoenix Wright. He shouldn't be any more complicated than that. But in terms of the Nendoroid figure, it looks totally fine, and I very much like it for that. Let's talk about articulation briefly. So his head does move down like so. It does move up a little bit, and then he can of course look left and right. Now this is where things get more interesting. So if you saw my Kingdom Hearts Nendoroid videos, those have similar articulation along the arms. So he can bring his arms up to a T-pose, but you can see there, if you just twist the shoulder bit up, he can raise his arms to the sky, help Goku if he wants to. And then he's got the little twist at the bicep there, and he can bend his elbow like so, and then the hands as well. Once you change hands though, the hands might be a little bit stiff for the other ones, but just play around with it and it'll be fine. Looks like he's doing the robot dance. He's got a little tiny bit of a twist there. You might be able to make that out. I'll take it off here and you might be able to see. There we go. It's just a little twist, but because of his blazer, you can't really get much out of it. And it's okay. You're not really going to pose him in anything special. Like, he's just going to stand there and point, right? His legs do move up and down a little piddly amount, like so. And then they twist at the thigh bit there. And then that's really it. He doesn't have any sort of feet articulation, which I would have personally preferred a little bit, just a twist on the feet, just like the hands do, but they didn't give it this time, oddly enough. Really random. I think if you've got flesh tone legs, swap them in here, just pull out the legs and leave those there, and it'll look like Phoenix Wright is wearing his blazer and blue shorts, and then maybe looking like a bit of a schoolboy. Maybe you might get a kid version of Phoenix Wright out of that. Just random. So this is Phoenix Wright as a Nendoroid. I quite like it. I think it's cute and adorable, and the finish is pretty good on this as well. Let's swap some parts then. So starting with the hair, very simple, similar to other Nendoroids. Pull off the bangs, you have access to the face. Pull off the face, like so. The hair might actually come off instead, but if it does, just place it back like that. Pick a face of your choosing. Let's go with that comedic kind of face here. Return the bangs. There we go. Simple as that. And if you want to change the hands, you do the same thing. So let's take off the pointing finger on the left hand, and then we'll swap it with the little talisman here like so. And that's Phoenix Wright holding the talisman. And that's really how simple it is. Let me quickly then show you actually the phrase sheet thing. So this little bit here at the end, you can see a slight slit at that end there. All you got to do is just slide or slot one of the phrase sheets in and angle it however you need to. So because I've got the film on, it might not go in. There we go, it goes in. And then kind of position this however you need to based on the size and display that you've got. Really, that's how easy and simple it is with this Phoenix Wright Nendoroid. But I like it, it's very cool. He doesn't need to come with a lot of stuff, but it is very cute looking. Hold it! Ah yes, of course we've got to show Miles as well with this. So here's Miles Edgeworth side by side with Phoenix Wright as well. They are polar opposites. They kind of fight for different sides, but still fighting for truth, justice, all of that good stuff as well. I've got a separate video for Miles, but you can see as a pair, they work super well together. Of course they do. I don't know what it is with Capcom IP. They just have a knack for making paired characters just work. You got Phoenix Wright, Miles Edgeworth, Ryu, Ken, Yukimura, Datte Masamune. Like, it just keeps happening with Capcom characters. They just know how to make pairs of characters, and it's amazing. So yeah, if you have Phoenix Wright, then I don't see any reason apart from, of course, finances, why you wouldn't want to get Miles as well. You might even prefer Miles, and then why would you not want to get Phoenix Wright? Very cool looking figures, both of them. Overall then, this is a very adorable looking figure of Phoenix Wright. I think he comes with the right amount of parts. It looks great. It's really going to be a nice looking figure on your display, whether you have many action figures or just want to focus on this kind of property. It's really up to you. But as I said, if you like Phoenix Wright, yeah, have a look at if you want to pick up this figure or not. I'll leave some links down in the description below. I've also covered Miles Edgeworth on my channel as well, so have a look at that if you haven't seen it already. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this video and don't object to anything, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.